Hi, welcome back to A to B's Books. I'm Ryan, and today we will be doing another weekly recap for what I have been reading, watching, upcoming books and TV shows, and anything else in the bookish world. So if that sounds interesting to you, please continue watching. First up, we have what I have been reading, which, no surprise, The Blue Sisters. The last time I ever have to mention this freaking book, I finished it. Whoa, something fell. I ended up rating it a 3.5 using the Copile method. I needed to use that because otherwise I just wouldn't be unbiased, because I really don't like this style of book. I meant to look up the narration or like plot style, but it was just one of those where like nothing happens. It's kind of like day in the life where you're just reading about these people. Also, the change of scenery is because it's 1,000,000 degrees and upstairs is way too warm and the window is open and making noise. So I apologize if you can hear that. But yeah, so I need to look into like what the name of that style is, but it's just not for me. And that mixed with contemporary is like makes it a book that is just not my vibe. I'm still reading The Massey Murder. I didn't make a lot of progress on that or The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman. My main focus was finishing Blue Sisters for my book club. What I have been watching this week is House of Guinness. I watched all 8 episodes over the course of the weekend, and it was so good. It's in like probably my top 5 for the year, I think, of TV shows. It was just so good. I liked it for many reasons. Obviously, I enjoy historical fiction. I love that era. It kind of had everything you want, and it was by the same people who did Peaky Blinders, so it had that vibe, and just 10 out of 10 would recommend. So next on my TBR for this week that I will be adding to the books that I'm currently reading will be The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley. I already started this book on audio, but my loan lapsed, so I had to wait to get it again. So I'm already 23% into the book. It's been a while, so I think it's the perfect time of year. Despite being 1,000,000 degrees outside, it is supposed to be spooky season, and this is a bit of a thriller. And I think I've read Lucy Foley before and enjoyed just kind of how easy her books are, kind of, and it's a great audiobook, so that's what I'll be listening to throughout this week on my drives in and out of town. Okay, so we have 3 books coming out this week that I want to highlight, and they will all come out on Tuesday, October 14th. So the first is Gone Before Goodbye by Reese Witherspoon and Harlan Coben. So it's an unforgettable suspense novel that combines the storytelling talents of Academy Award-winning actor Reese Witherspoon and internationally best-selling author Harlan Coben. Gone Before Goodbye is the story of a woman trapped in a deadly conspiracy where uncovering the truth could cost her everything. So it's a thriller mystery, and I'm interested. And how much do we want to bet that this will become a movie or TV show? Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I don't know if Reese Witherspoon has written other books before, but I know obviously she has like ties to the bookish world because of her Reese Witherspoon's book club or book picks or whatever. And she's made like really great business deals by having this book club, and then also typically she buys the rights to the movie when she endorses the novel. So get it, queen. Next, we have a Christmas book. So I suppose many Christmas books will be coming out in the next few months. And this one is kind of a novella that is Christmas at the Women's Hotel by Daniel M. Lavery. And I actually mentioned the first book in this series. So this is technically 1.5. In one of my older videos. And it's basically a historical fiction book about a hotel that only houses women, and just highlights different women, obviously from that time period, which I don't remember what the time period is, to be honest, but it sounded kind of interesting, but it got really bad reviews. And then unbeknownst to me, when I saw this, I didn't realize they were connected until I started looking into it further. And so far, this novella has better reviews than the other one, and I might try and read this without having read the first one, and hopefully it's still interesting and entertaining, because I love the concept of kind of like a women's only housing in a historical fiction setting, especially at Christmas. So I think it could be really interesting. And the series is called the Biedermeier series. So I don't know if the first book was intending always to be a series, if this is a one-off, or if they're expecting to continue with multiple books within, using this hotel as the background. And the last book is another kind of duo, but the most unsuspecting duo. It is called Remain by Nicholas Sparks, so you had my attention, and then M. Night Shyamalan. I have to read this purely because I am a Nicholas Sparks lover. I haven't read one of his books in a long time, but growing up, like high school and college, I was reading his books all the time. And then M. Night Shyamalan, obviously I have enjoyed multiple of his movies. So I think the two together could create something super crazy. So let me read the synopsis for you. Or I think this is just the blurb. A one-of-a-kind novel that grapples with the supernatural mysteries of life, death, and human connection. An unprecedented collaboration between the globally best-selling author of love stories like The Notebook and the renowned writer and director of blockbuster thrillers like The Sixth Sense. Yeah, so I'm totally going to be checking this out. I am due to pick my book club book within the next 2 months. So this might be an option just because I know a lot of my friends have read Nicholas Sparks in the past and also watched a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's works. So I think it could be like a really interesting book. So those are the 3 books I wanted to highlight this week. Okay, so this week for book to screen adaptations, we have one, and it will be coming out on Friday, October 10th, and that is The Woman in Cabin 10. It will be starring Keira Knightley, Hannah Waddingham, and Guy Pearce, among others. It will be a movie. It is about a travel writer stumbles upon a gruesome secret while traveling aboard a luxury cruise ship. So it seems interesting. It is rated R, interestingly enough, so it must be pretty gruesome and dark for it to get an R rating. So I'll be interested in that. And that's all for the new stuff coming out this week to be checking out. I once again have no drama for you, so that's all I have this week. I will continue reading all the books that I've started, and hopefully I can get 1 or 2 books finished because I have a few in the queue that I really want to get done, and I do have some deadlines for them. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.